farmer, friend, singer-songwriter, Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades, Chris Horn.
And we're those Tastebudguys. One of these, I keep thinking if my hair grows out enough and I spike it straight up, I'll be as tall as him, but it just isn't working out.
Better posture is what I need.
I think it's because I'm standing on the downhill side of the cabinet, because this side of the cabinet's on a 2x4, that side isn't, so I've got 2.5 inches, you know.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what it is.
Hey, what?
Damn it, I'm 6 foot!
What are we working with today?
We have a Scotch. A very, well, I wouldn't even say very old, but it's old enough to vote Scotch.
Yeah. Old enough to buy cigarettes. Scotch.
Nope, not anymore. Not after last year. 21.
What?
21.
I'm finding this out on YouTube.
Vote, and it can fight.
But it can't buy
It can
cigarettes?
shoot a gun. No, can't.
Can
buy
it
cigarettes. Yeah, I think you can vape.
I don't where do we live? I don't know.
Old enough to vape. That's the new slogan. Old enough to vape.
God.
All right. So, hey, here a while back we did the Oban 14 that Jared brought in. Well, he also brought the Oban 18 into us now, which I've actually had.
Yeah.
And you've sampled a little bit not too long ago.
In a live stream, yes.
Yeah,
because I wasn't invited for the original tasting, and I would like this to remain a permanent shaming on YouTube.
I mean,
that
it's
I was
accurate.
Not invited.
It's accurate. We didn't invite you, but you make it sound like
Oban
you were
18 whiskey.
Literally not invited, as in uninvited, intentionally excluded. That's not the case. It was a spur of the moment thing. We just did our thing. No, we didn't invite him, quote unquote.
I'm happy to be involved now.
Okay, that's where we landed. All right, so we are going to try the Oban 18, and I think what we decided is we're also going to pull the 14 down and give him a quick head-to-head as well. But let's get started with this 18.
Yes.
And because nobody's really washed, we only have one Glencairn left, so we're going to do these in rocks glasses.
Yes. Small. This is
bigger pour than I meant to have.
About, honestly, what you might get. I should not.
Yeah, so you probably shouldn't, because that's I already splashed mine.
This is like what you'd get in a bad bar, right? Like a rocks glass with just like.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the whiskey. I'm like, no, man, it's actually pretty good.
No, I mean the glass that like. You're like, give me your
that's fair.
Best Scotch.
We definitely prefer the Glencairn style glasses, but it gives you a good nose. It's got room for to expand, all that good stuff. Snooty, but we do like them.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, we're running low on laundry, so this is it. All right, nose.
Is this an Islay?
I believe Oban is, isn't it? Am I wrong? Yes. Okay, it's an Islay.
Okay. It's a nice smoke, but it's a subtle smoke compared to the Lafroig and the Bunnahabhain. It's not as like punchy in the gut smoke,
and it's got a sweetness to it. I get a lot of banana style notes off of it.
Yeah. Banana bread.
Banana bread. Right? Actually, that's what I wanted to say as well, is banana bread.
Which also like connotates some like walnut, English walnuts.
Yeah, there's a light nuttiness to it. That's what I started to say as well.
We have to clarify English walnuts because we live in the heart of black walnut country.
Okay. All right. This will be the one time I'm going to let you get away with this snooty, pretentious shit. Because you're right. There's a huge difference from where we live. But
yeah,
walnuts, light walnuts. But the nuttiness is very, very light on it. I think we're still talking mostly the fruit. We're talking about the breadiness. We're talking the light peatness, and there's not even a heavy smoke on it. It's very sweet. So
yeah.
Now, the taste, that smoke comes back and really kicks you in the teeth.
Yeah.
That smoke is just absolutely takes over. Now, I know from making this before, after I take another sip or two, it's going to fade just a little bit and I'm going to get more notes out of it. But right out of the gate, that's all you're going to taste from that first sip. There's a sourness to it, and then just the smoke just overwhelms you. So...
yeah, there's an astringentness to this that's almost like a Granny Smith apple.
Mm-hmm.
Like very like tart, but in like a pleasant way.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like I want to put some salt with it kind of thing.
It's funny you should say that. In the flavor, I actually find a bit of saltiness, like an apple peel with salt. Like,
okay.
But I'm thinking red apple, not so like a red apple, the peeling, you sprinkle a little salt on the back of it. That's the flavor profile that comes out of that for me. And then you also, and I know that sounds super, I don't mean it like that. It's just what I make it think of it. And then that smokiness is still there.
Yeah.
What else is there? What else? So the walnut, I think the walnut comes through more than the flavor, the nuttiness.
I'm actually total opposite.
Okay.
I think the nuttiness is smoother, but it was more earthy on the nose. If that makes sense. Like it was.
Let me clarify the nuttiness of it. Have you ever like squished a walnut?
A black walnut or
squished any walnut. You know how there's like a little bit of oil, moisture. Okay, you get that on your hands and you lick your fingers.
Yeah,
that is the flavor I'm talking about. Not like a nut, like you get the full blown nut flavor, but like there's astringent.
Yeah,
just a little bit of a
puckering.
But I feel like it's related to the walnut.
Yeah,
so that's where I get when I say a little bit of walnut.
Do you know how much this ran a bottle?
$120's current running price on it. Or it was when we bought it. We're thinking they may actually went up. And if it did, it's in the banner.
That's pretty good. And honestly, like, I used to be a stickler in that, like, Laphroaig was my Islay Scotch and Bunnahabhain was my, like, holy grail.
Okay.
I'm starting to discover some more Islay Scotches that I think are up to snuff. Ardbeg, by the way, spoiler, for me, not one of them.
I haven't had Ardbeg.
But this one kind of stands up. The smoke is nice and robust, but it doesn't overwhelm your entire night.
Okay, I'm with you on that, and I do want to pull that down. I want to counter what you say by still going back to the $70-ish price point for Laphroaig 10.
Yeah.
Or last time I picked it up. I could be wrong on it. I haven't checked it in a while. When I think of smoke and Islay, that's the one that is the standard for me. So if that's what I want, go ahead. If that's what I want, I still would probably drop back to Laphroaig. Now, okay. I mean, I can't argue with you on it, but that's...
Now, you would probably drop back to Laphroaig versus the 18, but would you drop back for the 14?
Okay, so here's the thing. I already know my opinion on this one because I've done it at least twice now, and I come up with the same thoughts. And I know we talked a little bit about it on the live stream.
Yeah.
So let's dive into it, but I don't think I'm going to change my mind from the last two times I've done it.
I have a preference as of an hour ago between these two. And now the 14 sits at about $80 to $100 depending on where you find it. $80 is a good deal. $100 is probably more normal. I've heard it's going up from there a little bit. But you're basically talking about a $20 to $40 price difference between these, which also puts me squarely, not in the Islay Scotch, but between the Balvenie 12-year double wood and the 14-year Caribbean cask, which
here we go.
You can watch that episode here. But I generally will float towards a lower priced Scotch because I don't think that the price jump is worth it. This case, I think that this case is worth it if you give me. I want to.
I am gonna say something. You just leave your damn hands off of me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the nose for just a second.
I don't know what
this has. Go ahead. So, okay, if you was to pull a pack of matches out and you light it, and that first sniff of smoke that comes off of it, that's this one. If you pull a pack of matches out and you open it up and you haven't lit it and you smell it, that's this one. There's a sharpness about it, a freshness about it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference in the nose. This one might have a little bit more sweetness, but at the end of the day, they're very, very similar. It's just a matter of whether you prefer just a little more vapor type smoke or if you want something that's a little more crisp and refined. Is that fair?
I think that's a fair comparison.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, let's talk about the taste. And I've got a weird thing to say on this one.
I'm right where I was. Okay, what? Go for it.
Okay. I really, genuinely prefer the 14.
Uh-huh.
Most of the time. Give me a second before you... Just give me a second. The 14 has a nice big body with it. It has a really nice fruity note with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little heavier... No, heavier is not right. A stronger, more smoke-forward flavor.
Mm-hmm.
That I like a lot. There's just a bigger, bolder kind of pop to the taste.
Okay.
And I like that. Now, that being said, I know for a fact, having done this twice already, drinking both of them back to back, as I drink, as I go along, in a little bit, I'm going to start leaning away from this one, and I'm going to start thinking the 18's better.
Yes.
But
as we
start with, face to face, I will tell you I love the 14, but as the night goes on, I will move towards the 18.
As we get older in life, we tend to make better and better decisions and mature in our ways. The 14 years. Nope. Oh, I almost Freudian slip.
I swear to God, if we get this blind, you would pick the 14. I know you'd pick the 14.
Here's the kicker. I totally agree with you. The 14 year is a little punchier, a little brighter.
Do you remember your notes on the 14?
Yeah, banana bread and
I mean, back when we did the episode.
Oh no, I was on the 18.
When we did the episode on 14. I don't either off the top of my head, honestly.
Here's the thing. This is a fantastic Scotch. The 14 year is great. The 18 year is a lot smoother. It's a lot more
100%, I agree with you.
Like nuttier and more milky. I don't know if that's a like.
No, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. I'm with you.
Which is what I generally like in a Scotch, because if I want something punchy...
But in a Scotch, I don't want smooth. I want something unique and bold. Which is why I go to Laphroaig, which is why I go to the Islay Scotches. That's what I want.
Yeah.
If I want smooth, I drink an Irish whiskey.
I don't know. Here's the kicker. At the end of the day...
We're splitting hairs. I
generally like the 18. The 14 year is fine. You're not going to be disappointed in either one of these if you like a smoky Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
They're both quite good. I would say start with the 14 year. Save yourself some money. If you love it, don't even try this.
I'm going to say I agree with all that. They're both fantastic. I really, really genuinely like them. I think they've got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it's personal preference. If you tend to side with what I think, you might want to go with 14 first. If you tend to like what Lyal thinks, then maybe the 18's for you.
I think that this is one of my top Islay Scotches. I would put this probably...
We might have to do an episode versus the Bunnahabhain.
I think it's in my top 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Bunnahabhain would be one of the big contenders. Laphroaig would be one of the big contenders.
Laphroaig, unfortunately, I don't have it. We do have a Bunnahabhain here. We do not have a Laphroaig here, so...
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time.
Whether it be the 2 glasses of Scotch you got...
Whether it be the math you're trying to figure out between the 14 year and 18
4 years. 4 years. It's just 4 years. It's not that hard, man. 2 glasses of Scotch I got. Clothes you're wearing.
People you're meeting. Grab a buddy and try something new.